Hello everyone, Nishant here from Learn QA Skill. In today's video, we are going to learn about functional testing. In that functional testing, we are learning about input field properties testing, database testing, error handling testing or error handling, then link existence and link execution, then last one is a cookies and session testing. So first is a functional testing. So what is functional testing? Functional testing is nothing but behavior of an application. Functional testing talks about how your feature should work, means testing the behavior of an application. It's called functional testing. So there are multiple types of functional testing. So first one is a input field properties testing, then database testing, then error handling, then links existence and links execution, then cookies and session testing. So first we will discuss about input field properties testing. So input fields are used to take the inputs from the user. So we have to test the properties of input field. First we have the input box. So the property of input box is, if the input box is enabled, then user should able to enter the values into it. If the input field is disabled, then user should not enter anything or any value into it. Next is a radio button. So the property of radio button is, if there are multiple radio buttons, so user should be able to select only one radio button at a time. That is the property of radio button. Next is a checkboxes. So properties of checkboxes, user can select multiple checkboxes at a time. Next is a drop down. So as you can see, here is a country drop down. So in the drop down, out of all the values, only one value can select at a time from the drop down. Next is a database testing. So as a functional tester or web application tester, sometimes we have to test the database as well. So not the complete database testing we have to do. Basic operations like DML operations we have to perform on the database. So again, database testing is a different field, means again different type of testing. To conduct the database testing, we required the complete different skill set for the database testing. So there is a lot in the database testing, but as a functional tester we have to just test the basic, means just DML operation like CRUD operations, we can say that create, update, delete and select. These operations we have to check as the part of functional tester. So what we have to check in the database testing? Checking the database operation with respect to the user operations in the UI. Means whatever the user performing the actions in the front end, accordingly that the data is updating in the database or not, that we have to test as a part of this. So as you can see, this is the UI and this is the database. From the UI to database, we communicate using the another language that is called SQL language. So in that SQL language, there are multiple operations. So we have to test just the basics DML operation, which is called data manipulation language operations. So in that, these four commands are there: insert, update, delete and select. Accordingly that we have to test the database. If user is performing any insert operation, so based on that the data should be updated into the database. If user is performing any update operation in the front end, so accordingly the data should be updated into the database. If the user is performing any delete operation in the front end, so the data should be deleted from the database. If user want to retrieve any data, that user should be able to retrieve the data from database. If we take an example here, so if there is a registration form in the application, so if user is registering in the application, so that registered data should be stored in the database using the insert command. So new entry will be created into the database for that registered user. If next time the same user trying to log in, so at that time a select operation will perform. So while logging into the application, our application will check that is it the registered user in the application or not. So for that it will perform the select operation. So it will retrieve the data from the database. It will check that the particular user is already registered with our application or not. Then he will able that user to log in into the application. Then if in the front end, if user is updating his name or profile picture or something, some data he updated in his profile, that data should be updated in the database. So that we have to check as a part of this. And if user deleting any information from the front end, so that entry should be deleted from the database. So these are the just basic operations we have to test as a part of database testing. So database testing we also called as a gray box testing technique, because here we are performing the white box testing and black box testing, both we are performing here. And you already aware of gray box testing. So gray box testing is a combination of white box testing and black box testing. So in the front end we are doing the functionality, we are performing the functionality, so that is the part of black box testing. And in the database internally we are logging into the database and we are checking the database, so that is the part of white box testing. So these two types of testing we are performing in the database testing, black box testing and white box testing. So this both the combination we called as a gray box testing. Next is a error handling. So error handling mostly focuses on error messages. So if the user performing any incorrect operation in the application, so application should display the error messages, and the error message which it displaying, it should be correct and meaningful, understandable by the user. So as you can see in the screen, I have put two examples. If user entered the incorrect email address, then it will display the proper message like please enter the valid email address. And another example is there, if user entered the invalid username or invalid password, so based on that the second error message will display. Next is a link existence and link execution testing. So first is a link existence. Link existence means where the links are placed, what is the location, what is the position of link, that we have to check. Next we have to click on that link and we have to check that is it redirecting to the proper web page or not, that we have to check. And there are two types of links, one is an internal link and another one is an external link. Internal links are navigating in the same page, like you can see the multiple sections in the web page like footer section or body section, or sometimes you can see the links like about us, contact us page or home page. So based on that if you click on particular link, so it will navigate to the same page on that section. So these are the internal links. And second one is the external links. So external links are redirecting to the new page or new tab or new window once you click on that link. And last one is a broken links. So broken links are navigating nowhere, means if you click on any link, so that will not redirect to its destination page, so that link is broken in between. So this kind of link we can call it as a broken link, because that is nowhere navigating, those links are nowhere navigating. Next is a cookie testing. So cookies are temporary files or temporary information stored in the browser while browsing the web pages through the internet. So that information is used by the browser whenever we are sending the next request to the server. So as you can see here in the example, so at the first time browser makes the request to the server. In the return of that request, it sends the one cookie, that is the session ID. Okay, whenever next time again we are making the request to the server, so it's sending that session ID with that request. Okay, and in the response we are getting that the server identified the user based on that session ID, so it's like Harshal. Next is a session testing. So session are a time slot created by the server. Sessions will be expire after some time if you idle for some time. If you see in the some application, mostly you will see in the banking applications, if you log into the banking application and if you are idle for some time and you are not performing any activity into that page, so after that sometime if you will try to perform an action, you will get an error that session has been expired or session timeout. So what is that? That is the session, the temporary time slot created by the browser, and that will expire after some time. So there may be 1 minute of time or 2 minutes of time. So after that session will be expired. So this is the session testing.